Okay, I'm here accompanied by my willing accomplices, and we've been putting the roof on here at Well-Grounded. So I'll show you what that looks like first before I show you how to install lights in Solarspan, because I looked everywhere on YouTube and couldn't find a proper answer for it. So I'm going to show you how we worked it out, and it works well. So this is where we're up to so far with the roof. It's looking really good, and we have a little bit of a challenge when we get to this little section in here. It looks like we're going to get a full sheet in, but then there's going to be a slither that we need to fill in. So we just have to work out how we're going to do that bit, but the rest of it looks really good. But the insulation is absolutely magnificent, and it looks fantastic on the inside as well. And so what we've been doing, we find that for these big sheets, these sheets are nearly 10 meters long. We've got about 8 people to lift the sheets into place, and then we just manhandle them. So you can do it manually. But anyway, here we are with the lights. So I'm going to show you how you put the lights in. Now, when you get these insulated panels, they have this section cut out of it, a little services duct that you can run your cables through. Now, if you were running 240, technically you're supposed to put conduit in there, I believe. But because these are low voltage cables, they're only 12 volts, you don't need to run a conduit for those. So they just run through. So what we've done is we're just using a hole saw. Case in point, drill the hole. Thanks, Chris. That's pretty much how you do it. And then we just use a pocket knife to dig it out, and dig out a little around the underside there to allow the clips in the light sockets to fit in. Then what we would do is just cut a hole going through the wall to the light socket. And of course, if you've got the light socket further into the middle, that's a little bit more challenging. I used a really long masonry drill bit to do that. Yeah, if you grab it and show us, Mel. Oh, there's the big drill over there. Mel's grabbing it to bring it over and give us a look. Lift it up and bring it over. So that's what you call a drill bit. So if you need to put your light in the middle, you'll need something like that to get a hole long enough to get your cable to it. Basically, you're just cutting a little slot down there for your cable to run through. You join all your cables together, running them down the length of your Now we've got this so what you're looking at here, this is the top side, that is actually the ceiling. So this panel is upside down, the roof is underneath, the ceiling is on top in this case. And what this is the penetration point. That's where we bring our cables from the panel down into the cavity space. And if I show you where that looks like over here, so you can see we've actually got all of our electrics running in a service duct here on top of the bond beam. So this is the concrete bond beam wall, and we've got some timber put on top of it that we use to screw our panels into the timber. All right, and so that hole that I showed you before is a penetration to get the cables into the services duct so that they can be wired in down here. With the lights that you get from Solarspan, they have drivers that are remote from the light. So you get 2 6-meter length extension cables, so you can have up to 12 meters to the light from the driver. So the driver is at the back wall, and the lights are in position. So there you go, and your lights just slot in there. I've got one here. I'll grab it out. You want to put that in place for me and maybe show us? So we just peel the protective coating back. There we go, plugged in. Yeah. Pull it through. And you see those little clips. Now, just to be clear, I've cleared the foam from underneath there, so those clips can go under. So those clips you just fold in, push it through. It'd be nice if they didn't use such dodgy glue on the stickers, but there you go, finished down light in your roof, all wired in, ready to go. So The only inconvenience that you've got with the Solarspan panels is fantastic. I don't have to build a roof structure. I don't have to have all of the rafters to support it. I don't have to worry about insulation or a ceiling or gyprocking or any of that sort of stuff. It all goes on in one go, but you do have to put your electrics in as you go. So that's the downside of it, but it's sort of good too, because it means when you've done your roof, you've got your lighting done as well. So there you go, Solarspan and lighting on an Earthship.